A man I knew named Reese lived in the small community of Addison, West Virginia during the early 1970s. He was a local fisherman who spent most of his time out on the Ohio River, always looking for a good catch. Reese had always heard the strange stories circulating around the area in the late 1960s from nearby Point Pleasant, West Virginia, about strange sightings and eerie events. But, like many, he chalked it all up to overactive imaginations, or someone misidentifying a crane. That all changed one night. Reese was out on the river in his old fishing boat when it started getting late. Just as he was about to pack it up and head home, he heard a strange sound, a haunting wail, echoing down the river. Thinking somebody might be in trouble, he pointed his boat downstream to go investigate. Before long, he came upon a small trestle, surrounded by thick woods. At this point, the wailing had grew even louder, and he could tell it was coming from somewhere in the trees. That eerie sound sent a chill down his spine. He soon realized he was near a place called Brian's Run. Reese pulled his boat into the bank, and hearing the cries from the woods, he grabbed his flashlight and went to check it out. At this time, it was around 11 p.m., and he casually creeped towards the sound, step by step. Eventually, he came across something he just couldn't explain. What he described was a huge ball of brush. But what unsettled him the most was that this ball of tangled vegetation was breathing, and it was the source of this terrible sound. He stood frozen, flashlight trained on the strange shape, and then, without warning, it moved. Whatever it was startled by the flashlight. It suddenly stood straight up, and Reese said the gust of wind from the motion was strong enough to knock the flashlight out of his hand. Before him stood a tall, dark humanoid-like figure with glowing red eyes that had a reflective light to them. Without thinking, Reese turned and ran. He heard one final wail behind him, this time sounding almost like it was in pain, and then he said the creature flew away. Reese didn't stop running till he reached the nearby highway. Gasping for breath, he flagged down the only vehicle he saw, a lone truck. The driver gave him a ride back into town. Reese said he didn't sleep a wink that night. He was haunted by what he had seen. The next day he tried to tell his friends what happened, but nobody believed him. He begged for help retrieving his boat, but everybody just brushed him off. Finally, that Saturday, his fishing buddy agreed to go with him to Brian's Run and get it. But when they arrived, Reese was devastated. His boat had been burned to ashes. Someone, or something, had deliberately set it on fire. This was the final straw. Shaken, Reese went straight to the sheriff. The sheriff listened to his story, but offered little comfort, saying they'd look into it. Later that day, Reese got home, and his wife met him at the door. She asked if he had spoken to the man who came by looking for him. Confused, Reese asked, "What man?" She said he hadn't given his name, but he wore a black suit, a hat, dark glasses, and asked where Reese was. That was it. Reese had had enough. He told his wife to pack up, they were leaving, and they did. No one ever figured out what that creature was in the woods, or who the strange man in black had been, and the mystery of the burned boat was never resolved. I suspect Reese may have had a close encounter with Mothman that night, and maybe, just maybe, the men in black too. From what I know, Reese moved back to Tennessee in 1981, but sadly passed away in 2003. He was a friend of mine. He told me his story back in the 1990s. It made me wonder back then, What was this creature? Or the man in black? I never knew about Mothman till I came across your channel and have to wonder, is this what Reese saw back then? Man, thank you so much to the fan who sent me this story. Again, Reese did not send this story. It was a friend of his that did. And yeah, it's an awesome story. Creepy as heck, too. I mean, that really does sound like he may have seen Mothman out in the woods. What do y'all think it was? Was it Mothman? Some other winged creature? It's hard to say. And then the man in black. Ooh, that's so creepy, too. So creepy. Man. I don't know. I'd half consider moving myself. Wow. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and if you've made it this far in the video, you might as well subscribe. I mean, why not? Don't hurt nothing and it's free. So get down there and hit it and hit that bell icon. And don't forget to try this new hype thing. I hear it makes some kind of difference, but I don't know what. And then if you've got a story like this you'd like to share, you can email it to spookyappalachia@gmail.com. And maybe I'll feature it on here. But until the next one, don't forget, stay spooky.